doesn't have to be on the prescription. But here you see the NPI and then the colon and the numbers. Every prescriber has their own. Who can write prescriptions?
Any physician, but some can only prescribe stuff like for the field.
Right.
Like my doctor can only prescribe stuff for the eye.
Right.
And in some states, non-Missouri, pharmacists can.
Very good. Who else can write prescriptions?
Nurse practitioners.
Nurse practitioner.
Veterinarians.
What?
Veterinarians.
The dental
Vets,
people.
not the doctor. What?
Dental.
Dental. There.
PAs.
Physician's assistant. Very good.
Didn't physician's assistant, didn't they just pass that? To where they can write prescriptions?
Okay. Well, I need to look it up. Or you can look it up and you let me know.
Well, we had career day yesterday and a physician assistant told us that, so that's why I said that.
I wonder how long it's been. Okay, what does DEA stand for, Megan? Drug Enforcement Agency. I was looking at her. Whichever one answers it. Okay. What is a controlled substance? Very good. You guys all remember that? That's the chapter again? Alright, so when you get a prescription, you need to look at it and see if if you've got all of the elements that make up a prescription. You got to look at it and see, are the directions clear? Are they reasonable? Does it make sense? Let's see. Look-alike names. You guys remember we were talking about Lasix and Losec. And then Losec changed the name to Prilosec because it was getting confused with Lasix all the time. They're both 20 milligrams. You take them by mouth, and you take them both once a day. So since they kept being confused for each other, then Prilosec said, we'll change our name. You can never add information if it's not there. If there's no directions, you got to call the doctor. So you can't add information. If there's a warning, you never just blow by it. You need to call a pharmacist over and have them check it with you and check against the original. You've always got that original prescription you can look back on. Alright, so here are some examples. Does it say QID or is it QD? Colby, what's the difference between QID and QD?
QID is 4 times a day, and QD is every day.
Very good. On a prescription, the prescriber should never write 0.4 or a decimal first. There should always be a 0, because doctors usually have some pretty sloppy handwriting, right? Okay, so what's the difference?
I have a question.
What?
If a doctor has like sloppy handwriting or whatever, then what if the pharmacist can't read it? Do they still have to call?
Yes. If you have a question on it at all, you gotta call. What would happen if you filled it, if you took a guess at it and filled it? What? What could happen if it were wrong?
The patient can die.
You could get sued, you could die. Very good. What'd you say, Ashley? Alright, what's the difference in take 2 tablets daily, take 1 tablet twice daily, and take 2 tablets once a day? Jessica, what's the difference? Does it all mean the same thing?
Yeah. No. The first one means. Well, the first two are the same.
What up?
And then
The first one is 2 tablets one time. The second one is 1 tablet two different
times a day.
And the last one is 2 tablets at
1 time a day.
What's the difference in the first one and the third one then? If you're saying take 2 tablets every day,
Does the first one matter when you take them? You each have to take them.
they're not clearly written. I
Well,
don't
usually
know.
they would, if
It's
it's
saying
2,
one,
then that would be every 12 hours.
Take both at once. Take 2 tablets daily. Well, do you take one in the morning? You take one at lunch? Take one before you go to bed?
Whenever you feel like it.
Whenever
Yeah,
you feel
whenever
like?
you feel like it.
We'll look at it. If you take 1 tablet twice daily, when do you think you take that?
Morning and night.
Every
Morning and
12
night.
hours difference.
That's right. Good. All right, so look-alike names. On here, they look pretty easy to identify or distinguish because it's typed. But if you can kind of picture a doctor's handwriting, metadate and methadone can be very similar, look very similar. They both are the same strength, they're both 10 milligrams, so you're going to have look at it, try to figure out what it could be. Lamictal and Lamisil, you could get those confused too. Okay, you don't ever want to add information. You don't assume. You guys know what assume means?
Yep.
Means you make an ASS out of you and me, right? You heard that before? So don't ever assume. The doctor knows stuff about the patient that you don't. You need to pay attention to the warnings. If it says the prescription has some penicillin in it and the computer pops up with a warning, patient's allergic to penicillin. You think you just click by and say, the doctor wrote this. They knew what the patient was allergic to and go on, or you think maybe it was an overlook. They overlooked it. What do you think you should do?
Call the doctor.
Good. Check against the original. You can always, if you're looking at the computer and it's hard to read, you can always, it's a scan. You scan it into the computer. But you can always go get the hard copy. Okay, so don't get confused between a prescription, which is what the doctor or the prescriber writes for, and a label. Which comes first, a prescription or a label?
Prescription.
Right. Alright, so this is another example. Now we're going to talk about the parts of a label. You've got to have the name and the phone address and phone number of the pharmacy. What's the name of the pharmacy here?
Pharmacy number
00000.
Yes. Okay, what is the prescription number?
6654532.
Alright. Why do you need a prescription number? Prescription. So if you need a refill. What does it matter? Does
Make
it
sure it's
matter?
not a fake prescription.
A fake prescription? Where does the prescription number come from? No.
The doctor.
Based off of, isn't it based off of it has something to do with the pharmacy, based off of something from the pharmacy.
Here's the
Does it have to do with the
prescription.
transaction or something?
What? I use like when a prescription is taken to the pharmacy to get filled, they have to keep that on file, all the prescriptions on file, right? Remember talking about this from chapter 3? And can all prescriptions be filed together?
No.
Why not?
Because you need to put the Schedule 2s away because there's a different process
Okay?
in order to fill that stuff is.
So think about the different numbers and a prescription number and filing them away.
So does it have to be able to really put them there and like file them away?
That's exactly right. You've got to keep them on file for 7 years. And how do you know where they go? Well, according to the prescription number. All right? The date that the medication was filled has to be on there. Why is that important?
So that they know if you're due for your refill or not.
Good.
Another
One way.
reason is like if you get one that you can't take when you're pregnant, they can check it because after the same time you can't get that filled.
How long?
7 days.
Oh, you're talking about the I pledge. Okay. Good. That's very good. What about, how long is this prescription that's for Actos, how long is this prescription good for? I know this is a label, but we already looked at the script.
Until 3/31/2012.
Now that's the tablets, right? The discard after 3/31/12. That's how long those tablets, when they're no longer good. They're not going to be as potent.
Keep refilling up to? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
10/21/10.
That's right. So they're good for a year, right? Not controlled substances. How long are controlled substances prescriptions good for?
It depends on what schedule they are.
You can only fill it so many times, like 5 times in 6 months.
That's right. That's right. And C2s, I know what you're talking about. You're on the right track, Tyler. But C2s, you don't have any prescriptions, but they're still good for 6 months. Okay, let's move right along. Got to have the name of the patient, the directions for use. What's that called again?
The Sigma.
Yes, very good. The expiration date's on there. Why is that important, Megan?
Because if you take them on their own, it can be slow.
Or it can do nothing.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Pharmacist initials have to be on here. Do you see the pharmacist's initials?
Yeah, DEL.
Good. Why do you think that needs to be on the label?
So you know what pharmacist filled your prescription.
Yeah, if there's ever a mistake, if something is wrong, that pharmacist is held liable. And you can, they are, who's the last check of a prescription before it gets to the patient?
Pharmacist.
Good.
I have a question. If you're taking like a capsule and you like break the capsule and put it in a spoon or whatever, are you still going to get all the medicine you need? Because the capsule doesn't have medicine in it, does it?
Correct.
Okay.
So if the farm tech messes up,
You can be held responsible, but 99.9% of the time, the pharmacist catches it. Or it's their responsibility to. The name of the prescriber is on there. Oh, we already did that. Pharmacist initials, and then the refill information. Why do you need to know how many refills?
So that you don't get more than you need.
How
so
about-
you don't like overuse it.
But why? Do you think it should be on the prescription label, or does it matter?
We'll let you know when you need to.
I usually just refill mine.
Because maybe that's how much medicine it's going to take for your sickness to go away. You know what I mean?
Good guess.
But it's wrong.
It tells you that you have so many
Yeah.
you can get.
So it's
for
pointless.
the patient.
It's for the patient.
So if
Okay.
you're going to get a refill, then you'll say may refill 10 more times before and then 9 more times. So it'll just count down.
That's right. And then you can keep track. Oh, there's 2 ways of telling which prescription bottle is the latest. What do you think those are? Like if you get one today and you get one tomorrow, and you forget which one you should be taking is the most recent, how can you tell? There's 2 ways.
Refill and date.
The date and the refill. Very good. Good. All right. So, a couple more of these. Okay. So the directions, or what's that called? Signa. All right. They always start with a verb. Take, instill, inhale, insert, or apply. So here are some examples. Well, those already in here. Never mind. The route is next. So that's talking about the affected area. And what's the verb in that one?
Apply.
Apply. And then the other route is, or some others, by mouth, rectally, under the tongue. What's the term for under the tongue? Sublingual. Very good. There should not be any abbreviations in the directions. It's got to be all written out. And you need to use familiar words. You don't want to say, use a tablespoon if you don't, most people know what tablespoon is.
Don't say it's for sublingual.
There you go. Thank you, Tyler.
Patients or like PO, smell, because the patient will know that.
That's right. Okay, auxiliary labels are the last little bit of information on a vial, medication, or on your prescription. They're little stickers, and it just gives a last minute information. They usually have a picture. That way, even if you have a hard time reading the language, you can still kind of tell you can still tell what that auxiliary label means. They might say for ears. I don't know why both of the two top ones, in the blue and the yellow, why they're the same. But
maybe because we just really need to know this.
I bet you're right. They might say, what else would they might say, Emily?
Like by mouth? Is that what you're talking about?
May cause drowsiness.
Good.
Take with
No
food.
clogging the sun.
Otherwise directed by your doctor.
Very good. That must be an antibiotic.
Take medication on an empty stomach.
Very good. Don't take with orange juice. Good. All right, you guys got that. Okay, so last thing. This is what? What do you call this? This is what?
The Signa.
No,
The
whole
prescription
thing.
and the label.
Very good. This is a prescription and that's a label. All right. You guys are going to start and you're going to make your own. Will you give everybody one of these? When you get this piece of paper, I've got an example of a prescription. What I want you to do is get a bag and take the pieces out of the bag and label all the elements on this prescription. Okay, when you get done, I want you to check with a partner, and I'll show you the partners. We've got a list of them. And here, you can pass them out, please. When you get done, when you think you've got it all labeled correctly, then you need to get with this partner.